Ukrainian SOF eliminate enemy sabotage groups in Yampil, Donetsk Region. In the Donetsk region, Ukrainian Special Operations Forces have successfully neutralized several enemy sabotage and reconnaissance groups attempting to gain a foothold in the settlement of Yampil, Donetsk region. According to official reports, the enemy sought to establish a bridgehead for further offensive operations, deploying small, mobile units to infiltrate Ukrainian defenses. Their objective was to destabilize the area and prepare conditions for a broader assault. To counter this threat, operators from the 8th Regiment of Ukraine's SOF were deployed to the area. The Special Forces executed a series of precisely coordinated missions aimed at locating and eliminating enemy elements. Through swift and effective action, Ukrainian SOF units detected, engaged, and destroyed the hostile groups, subsequently clearing the settlement and restoring full control over Yampil. As a result of the coordinated actions of our warriors, the enemy suffered losses and was pushed back from Yampil, the SOF command reported. The operation successfully prevented any further enemy advance and stabilized the situation in the sector. Ukrainian SOF continue to perform combat missions in the most challenging directions, striking enemy positions and disrupting their attempts to regroup or advance. Military officials emphasize that any future attempts by the enemy to break through or entrench themselves in Ukrainian territory will be met with a decisive response. In Kramatorsk direction, the 5th Separate Kyiv Assault Brigade of Ukraine's Defense Forces has released new combat footage showcasing the destruction of Russian shelters and personnel during recent operations on the Eastern Front. According to the brigade, Ukrainian forces identified a series of enemy bunkers in the Kramatorsk direction and deployed strike UAVs to eliminate them. The drones, guided by reconnaissance data, conducted precise strikes directly on the fortified positions. As a result of the attack, 7 Russian shelters were destroyed, along with the personnel stationed inside. The released video captures the moment Ukrainian drones hit the enemy fortifications, demonstrating the precision and effectiveness of the operation. The 5th Separate Kyiv Assault Brigade emphasized that such missions are part of ongoing efforts to neutralize enemy strongpoints and weaken Russian defensive capabilities in the region. Ukrainian Defense Forces continue to leverage modern drone technology and coordinated assault tactics to maintain battlefield advantage and inflict significant losses on occupying forces. After months of stagnation and failures at Pokrovsk and Konstantinivka, Russia's generals have chosen to reorient their main push to Lyman, where they hope to soon reach terrain that could favor mechanized warfare. Their operational goal is to reach and capture Lyman and then use it as a springboard for a wider operation to outflank Kramatorsk and Sloviansk from the north. According to Ukrainian analysts, nearly 90,000 Russian troops, backed by over 300 tanks, 600 armored vehicles, and hundreds of artillery systems, have massed close to the Lyman axis. To seize Lyman, Russia is orchestrating a multi-pronged offensive designed to envelop Ukrainian positions from several directions at once. The attacks northwest of Lyman near Shandryhalov, northeast through Kolodyazy, east through Zaryktin, and southeast near Yampil and the Svyatý Hory forest are not random probes, but a coordinated operational design. In the north, Russia's bridgehead across the Jerebets River is key, as Russian engineers are rushing to build pontoon bridges to bring armor across. If the Russians can reinforce this bridgehead, they can outflank Lyman from the northwest and cut off supplies moving from Izium. Through Kalibiazi, the Russians can achieve a potential direct vector of assault on the town itself if they successfully penetrate the Ukrainian defense. At the same time, the battle for Zerigny threatens to open a direct corridor to the town, as less than 10 kilometers of mostly open ground lie between Zerigny and Lyman. Securing this approach and moving forward would let Russian forces consolidate a second crossing over the Jerebets, reducing dependence on a single bridgehead with fragile logistics. Meanwhile, to the southeast, in Yampil and the Sviaty Hory forest, Russian troops are attacking not only to stretch Ukrainian defense lines, but also to cut the logistical artery between Lyman and Sloviansk. By pressuring both from the north and southeast simultaneously, Russian forces aim to create a pincer that will close around Lyman before the year's end. An encirclement that could produce even more problems for the Ukrainians, as it will also expose Seversk to attacks from behind. Each Russian axis against Lyman complements the other, forming a coordinated maneuver to collapse Ukrainian defenses in sequence rather than only head-on. After 3 years of grinding assaults and failed advances, Russian forces appear ready for the long-promised final push as Lyman stands in great danger. Increased pontoon crossings, heavy armor buildup, and repositioned artillery show that shaping operations are over and the offensive is entering its decisive stage. Ukrainian defenses rely heavily on the natural barriers of the forest and the Jerebets River with its branches, which have so far limited Russian armor's maneuverability, making it ever so crucial that these Russian pontoon crossings stay offline and the bridges under Ukrainian fire control.
Armata, foco!
In the meantime, Ukrainian defenders are hitting back relentlessly, as the Russian buildup and increase of activity have led to easier opportunities for the Ukrainians to detect them. Drone operators from the Ukrainian 93rd Mechanized Brigade have published a video showing the recent destruction of 4 Russian artillery pieces with FPV drones hunted down one after another, despite being hidden in dugouts and under extensive camouflage. This follows up Ukrainian strikes on Russian pontoon bridges, armored reserves, and North Korean self-propelled guns in the area, all aiming to prevent the Russian concentration of forces and fire support as they prepare to pull the final trigger of their offensive. Overall, Russia's push on several vectors around Lyman is about to be reinforced by more troops and equipment, putting the town in danger. However, the terrain still majorly favors Ukraine, as one Ukrainian drone operator explained that the only thing that does not allow Russians to attack with armored vehicles is the river. If the Russians can overcome the river barrier and bring armor across, that Ukrainian advantage will disappear, and the battle for Lyman will begin.